Yesterday I went to bed without recording this due to being somewhat weirdly exhausted in a very weird way, but here I am. If I would have been writing my blog right now, it would be probably a day where I do two vlogs in the end. But I predict, I am not certain, because I'm not really sure what we're gonna do tonight with my Japanese friends, but probably we're just gonna be in an izakaya, and I mean most of them have grown up to be quite responsible, so I don't expect anything like all-night karaoke or anything, but it will be fun, I'm sure. And I will have to practice today because I want to speak Japanese the entire time, but well, anyhow, yesterday I woke up quite late due to the fact that I had been up quite late the day before. I ate some Tough Gummy Pro coffee gummy things. I tried them instead of taking some other coffee gummies that I found last time I went to Japan. And these gummies, I don't know what's in them. I don't think they are dangerous per se, but they were having a lot. I mean, my hand was like this kind of. So I think you eat them too quickly, and they are a bit more concentrated than energy drinks and the other gummies. I have no idea how much caffeine it was in it. I should have checked. Anyhow, I was up until very late the day before, and also I was drinking, like you know in the previous video. Well, a bad mix of many things. So I'm not gonna buy these gummies again. They are having a strange effect. So I got up pretty late. I studied a bit in the apartment, but it was the first day where it was a clear sky and sun outside, and I knew that the sakura blossom had started. So I wanted to go outside and see it somewhat, even though I'm not that interested anymore. It's fine and it's fun, but it's quite cold this year for some reason, so going outside is not the best of ideas. So I went outside and went to Ueno mostly. I was a bit here and there. I actually went to Ikebukuro first by bus because I move so slowly sometimes, and it's so hard when I'm a bit tired to go up and down stairs and moving around, because my body instinct is to move quickly and to kind of flow with the people flow, and right now I cannot. So I am in the way all the time. Everything is awkward, nothing really works. And also I had since my shirt I had yesterday, the Path of Exile shirt, was stinking like smoke. I had almost no shirt to wear. I brought just a limited number of shirts, and I actually realized now, or rather yesterday, that I had left the regular shirts, almost all of them, in a pile back home instead, because I took those that were specific and those that were for daily use, like for regular shirts. I had just left somewhere. So I ended up a donkey in Ikebukuro, but before ending up there, I took the bus, which took 40 minutes instead of like 15 to take the train, and it was only retired people on the bus, and it was not very comfortable for my leg, because I ended up sitting in a position where I had the knees quite high up, because for some reason everyone in Japan probably because of the Meiwaku Gaijin phenomenon the last year. People are so, I would say it's more tangible right now that they dislike foreigners and are trying to avoid them. Before they did avoid them, but not as stark in contrast as now, which is a bit sad. But yeah, and in the bus I didn't want the old people to feel like they were no place to be, so I took one of the most undesirable seats, and it wasn't the most comfortable, but it was a nice bus ride and I didn't have to change twice. So I went to Ikebukuro and then I just started walking around the station looking for, well, clothing places and stuff, but mostly just walking around and reminiscing and, well, feeling the weather. And I ended up in there is a square in the west, outside the west entrance of Ikebukuro station, where they have a big stage and there is some event today there, some Vietnamese event of some kind. And I went there just because I went there last year with the old lady that was from my work, named Lotta. And when I was there, there was some Japanese people moving around in the square as well, and then there was a old guy, 74 years old. I later learned that was well, he came across, he saw me, he got odoroita, surprised, and I just smiled at him and started talking to him, and he was very fascinated with my hair, and we started talking in Japanese, which was very nice. I had talked with a clerk in a pen shop buying this pen, and now I don't remember the word they taught me, but they taught me a word for coins, where when I try to say I want to pay with coins, and can you, well, something like that. But anyhow, he was very surprised, and when we started talking, he was very, very happy talking to people, and he gave me lots and lots and lots of candy, and I did not have the heart to tell him that I actually don't like candy of this sort, but he told me, I don't remember the word, but it was something like conversation starter. He said that was why he had a backpack almost a similar size of mine, and in kind of this kind of compartment it was full with candy, and the first thing I thought was, yeah, predator warning, but not really. It seemed like he was walking around when he went on his errands, and then he had candy to start conversations with random people. He was working at as a teacher at a school for Japanese students. I think it was high schoolers, I don't remember, and he was just well, out for conversation, almost like I was, and he spoke so fast, but even though I said I was studying Japanese, but I wasn't very good at it, and that listening to fast talk was not very easy. He was just repeating in the same, not repeating the same sentence, but he was doing the same speed no matter what I did, and it was challenging to say the least. I couldn't really express most of my words and thoughts. Everything, like usual, just disappears when I try to speak. But it went pretty good, especially since he wanted to talk with me. The conversation was easier than, say, at that rock bar, where conversation with the Japanese people were like, they went to awkward silences a lot, and then you could see the Japanese person being like, oh, I want to leave this conversation, and you let them out, so to speak. But when they want to be in a conversation, it's much easier. So, and yesterday I had, in the morning, a vague plan of, well, going out and conversing with people, because I had slept for so long. I didn't want to spend all the day inside the first day of fine weather. So, well, I got conversation, and this guy, when he asked me what I was doing in Ikebukuro, I said I was going to buy clothing because I only had this left, which is not ideal when it's barely 16 degrees Celsius outside. It was very cold, and also when it got warm in the sun, it feels a bit rude in some places to, like a ramen shop, to remove my jacket and be underdressed as fuck. Not that it matters that much, but it's more that I don't want to seem disrespectful, especially right now when it is, for an observant person, I would say the tension in Tokyo at least is a lot higher than last year, and so like I said, it's sad, but it's understandable since the incident of that foreigner that threw a snowball. Everyone I've talked to cites that incident, because most of the other Meiwaku Gaijin incidents are more isolated and more known for the YouTube people than the general masses. Anyhow, he helped me, or rather, he didn't really help me. He just walked around with me and pointing at stores, and he was trying to find Uniqlo, but the Uniqlo was inside the department store, and he didn't know that, so we just walked around until I could sense that he was getting like confused, even though he was searching on his phone. He didn't really find it, and then we realized, or rather I pointed out to him that it looked like it was inside of the station, and he was like, oh yes, you're right. And then I said, but I see a donkey down the road, so I'm probably gonna go there, and thank you for guiding me all the way. And he was very happy, and he wanted to do handshake, which we did, and then we parted ways. And then most of the day after that, I took Yamanote to Ueno, and spent walking around there, taking photos. I did not feel like talking to many people. I did talk to some people in the park, but it was I was too cold by then, and a bit tired, I think. So I talked to some people. I went and I found a spicy tsukemen place, so I took some tsukemen, and after the tsukemen I was considering maybe go to karaoke or not go to karaoke, but my foot had started to hurt a bit, and it was getting harder to not limp. So in the end I just decided, like, today I want to be rested, back on schedule, waking up at the hour I wanted to, and just get going. Not to mention that I have quite a lot of homework to do this weekend. So I did some yesterday, even though the concentration was not that good. So I went home, and even so I was home at like 8 o'clock, something like that. Later, maybe 9. I don't know. And then I did spend too long studying and doing stuff at the computer, because my body is a bit confused that every day we have woken up and gone to bed at different hours every day. But I have no problem falling asleep. If I want to fall asleep and nothing is distracting me, I fall asleep pretty quickly. So when I just decided to go to bed, around 1 o'clock, it went good. So I slept at least, and woke up at the appointed time, or rather when I wanted to wake up, around 6 in the morning, before my alarm. So that's good. Probably won't be able to do that tomorrow. It depends. I mean, like I said, last year Taka and Kana and all of them, they are more grown up than in 2017. I mean, yeah, that is what happens. And they have work and careers and stuff, so I assume that whatever we are gonna do today won't be that crazy. But I haven't met Masa for a while, and Masa, in my opinion, have always been a bit like wild card. He is a bit not a joker, but he's wild and more energetic. Last time I saw him, which I believe was in 2023, when we went to that we went and see a carved out Buddha in Shiba, I think. I don't remember. Anyhow, so I am very hopeful for tonight. I also hope to be able to, before I go now, do some more work. The time now is around 9 in the morning. I have eaten breakfast. I've established a new breakfast because my stomach is too big, and I have this beginning double chin, so I'm going back on my keto diet as much as possible and eating once a day. So or rather, I will eat a small breakfast and only one meal later in the day, and it worked yesterday, even though I ate the tsukemen, and I will probably have to diverge from it. So it's not that it will be strict, but I am going to try to slow down the eating, because I am sitting still for so long with a broken leg is and feeling sorry for myself have made me a bit fat, and I don't want to be a fat truck driver no matter what drugs is. So anyhow, this will be it for today. I probably won't record this evening either, but we'll see, because people are people.